Hi there, I'm making a video response to Samwise 7 on the illusion of choice. Well, sure, I think it's a bad thing, but it works for a lot of game masters, and I wish it didn't. Because this is something that kind of makes you, I wouldn't say lazy, but it doesn't help you improve as a game master if you run your games like this, that you are pretty much you have an idea of where the plot will take the player characters, and then you just move the pieces around them so that no matter what they do and where they go, they're going exactly where you need them to go. Um, because they don't see behind the screen you moving the pieces around. So yeah, it's a bit. I think it can be a bit harmful because, especially in groups where you've played with them for a longer time, they start to pick up on cues that you might throw out there even subconsciously. And some players might get a bit irate or just frustrated because they realize that, okay, wherever we're going to go, um, it's all sort of tightly mapped out. That it's a box that we can't escape from. And although it's effective, saves you a ton of work when you don't have to really fill out the blanks, so to speak. You just have what you wrote from the beginning and use that. Um, like I said, it's a bit harmful because people like having options. People like making choices that really do matter. And like Game Master Toolbox said, that no, if you want to create a story and so on, then no one cares about the story, and you need to run a game. That's the. I mean, he didn't really uh, explain this fully, but I understand what he meant. It's that the story is very passive. It has a definite beginning, middle, and end, and it's very self-contained and can't be messed around with too much by outsiders, whereas a game is very interactive and can morph into different things as needed. So yeah, if you want to tell a story, write a book. If you want to run a game, learn how to improvise and learn how to go with the flow, learn how to adapt to what the players are doing. That's the core issue here, I think. Um, as for the dungeon example, the way I run things, I don't. I used to do what PhD said, that if you want them to encounter something, he just switches the rooms around so that now this room is right in front of them, that they're going there next. So now they get to see what I prepared. I do pretty much what you said, Tim. That I plan the full layout of a place, and I know what rooms are where, what encounters might be in what area, what creatures lurk in what area, how they might react if some of them smell the PCs nearby, or if they hear sounds of battle, so on. It's pretty much planned out. Might not be in huge detail in every place. I might add them on the fly. I usually do. But the larger pieces are all there, ready to go. And then I let the pieces loose inside, in the funhouse, so to speak, and let them go wild. Whatever tactics and directions they want to follow, whatever they want to try and solve, whatever they want to try and do battle with, it's all up to them. And Actually, I read something about this. It was on one of the, might have been in the Giant in the Playground forums or something. But someone said that uh, they had an issue where the PCs went into a dungeon and got through a door that they weren't supposed to, which is absurd to me, because if I put something in a dungeon, it's there to be found. If I didn't want them to interact with something or find something, I wouldn't put it in there. I don't even understand that kind of logic. So if they come up to a door that's heavily locked, possibly by magic, it's not like a flashing sign in my games that says no plot beyond this point. No, it means figure it out, usually, or come back later. Uh, or if they get creative enough or just, manage to either pick the lock, magic it open, or more likely bash the hell out of the door, then they get to see what's inside. That's just the way it goes. And like PhD said, if they miss something, a secret room perhaps that had a very cool surprise in it or something very neat, and they never found it, pick it out of there and repurpose it a little and place it in somewhere else that they are about to go. And maybe even in that act of repurposing it, you figure out an even better way of utilizing what you have created. And that's just an added bonus. Uh, in addition to this general map of a dungeon or whatever place location might be, I always have at least three random things that can occur in that place. These are for use so that when I notice that things are lagging a bit, or maybe we just had a long break, the guys had something to eat, and now we're starting to slowly bring up speed again, get things going. These are things that I can introduce in those moments, or in moments where they are a bit stuck or a bit bored for whatever reason, or frustrated with one another. They're trying to figure out something and they're getting, really not angry, but they're raising their voices, trying to figure something out, and opinions are flying across the room left and right. So these are things that I might, throw in there just to either focus them again on something or just get them going. In the dungeon, there might be suddenly a noise from a nearby barrel, and when they investigate, there is a manacled kobold inside, or other small monstrous humanoid, who is actually an escaped slave. A pretty pathetic creature, and now they can decide that if they want to have a somewhat sneaky but quite pathetic henchman, that's possible. Maybe it's just too weak to act as a henchman, but still knows the layout of the dungeon, or at least knows where some of the traps are. Who knows? Might not even be a creature, might be just a very strange loud noise coming from a certain direction, or something happens in one of the rooms that they've already been in, whatever. But yeah, these are just things to get things popping again. That's the way I prepare. And for game masters who want to sort of shy away from this style of game mastering, where you don't always know where the players are going to head off into, you might have an idea based on the plot. Of course, they're going to try and follow whatever you lay in front of them, but uh, leaving a lot of room for improvisation and for the players' decisions to have an impact, it's the thing that really will keep your game alive and a campaign it will sustain a long-running campaign. Well, put it that way. About the illusion of choice, regarding what Game Master Toolbox said on the, when he referenced video games. Of course, those are a completely different beast, another hobby, and for a completely other purpose. It's not meant to be like role-playing with your friends around the same table, or even in Skype. They are for a different reason. But for those of you who might be new to this pen and paper hobby, you might not really have a great grasp on this, but you might be familiar with computer and console RPGs, so I'll put it to you this way. Think of Bethesda. They provide illusion of choice. Might get some angry messages on this, but please bear with me. I promise you, if you really think this through and figure it out, it will make sense. Bethesda's games are very well made most of the time. Minor problems, but all games have those. But they provide you with certain points where you need to make a decision, and they really try to hammer it home that yes, what you decide is incredibly important, and now this could be a multiverse altering decision. But later on you find out that, oh, what I decided, what I had the option to decide, didn't really carry all that much weight. Whereas Obsidian, or even a more extreme example, CD Projekt, in their games, if you make a choice, it will have an effect on the world. Absolutely it will. The bigger the choice, usually the bigger the effect. And it resonates, on a whole different level. And in like CD Projekt with the Witcher games, there the decision you make is not an obvious good or bad one, and it might come back to haunt you later. And at that point, it's not like you can do anything about it anymore. You made a call, and now this is what you have to deal with. And that's a completely different level of interaction with the player. That's the importance of choice and making a decision. And in a pen and paper game, this should not be that hard to recreate. And if you are feeling a bit iffy about letting go of the reins, so to speak, and improvising and adapting to what the players are giving you, at least try it out. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and the more you will get out of it. It will only improve you as a game master, and it will keep you on your toes. And if you are a game master, you're probably somewhat of a creative type. So this is what just feeds that even further. But I've gone on long enough. Just my 2 cents on the issue, and hope this was helpful and informative to some of you out there, and hope you liked it, Tim. So see you next time. Bye.